Our next speaker for the day is Dr. Sultan Ahmed Ismail. Dr. Sultan Ahmed Ismail is an Indian soil biologist and ecologist. He is known for his technology, Vermitech, which is used to recycle organic garbage into valuable fertilizer using local varieties of earthworms, and is also applied in soil remediation. He is honored with a diploma in science in zoology from the University of Madras in 2001 for his research in the field of earthworms, soil ecology, and waste management. He is also the managing director of Ecoscience Research Foundation.
Please.
Dr. Sultan Ahmed Ismail has authored several books and booklets on the environment and on earthworms. He has published 61 papers in national and international journals and proceedings. He has received several awards, including Exnora's Friend of the Environment Award for 1993, presented by the then Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, the Commonwealth Association of Science, Technology and Mathematics Educators Award for 94 to 95, and the Arignyar Anna Award by the Department of Environment in 2005 for the environmental education and awareness. Dr. Sultan Ahmed Ismail conducted a project for the Department of Environment, Government of Tamil Nadu, for implementing vermicomposting in 50 schools in Chennai. Please put your hands together for Dr. Sultan Ahmed Ismail.
Teachers and dear children, I would like to have your attention with reference to environment in our roots, as well as what science tells us about environment. I think probably I should introduce myself as teacher for your teacher Lakshmi, who has been teaching biotechnology in your school, who is associated with our programs. Now children, I wish to take you through a journey of the environment and what's happening today with reference to our nature. What's happening today with our work is this is what we have been doing. Wherever we leave our footprints, we are leaving behind fire. And this fire is leaving behind footprints, burning things, burning issues. In such a situation today, I have been asked to talk to you about how to discover our roots with reference to eco-awareness. How do I discover my roots with reference to eco-awareness? What can I do? The most beautiful magical word. What is the word you find on the screen? Eco. Children, from today, please pronounce it as echo. Echo. Because when you go for any international debates and seminars, it's acceptable to pronounce it as echo and not as eco. Even though the spelling is ECO. Echo means the voice is ECHO, but ECO, echo means what? Echo means home. Home or a place where organisms live. Home or a place where organisms live. And if I study about the home, you call it as? If I evaluate the home, you call it as? Economy. Is that clear? Because nomi means numbers. Ecology is study of the home. If you evaluate the home, it is economy. Today, what happens when ecology clashes with economy? Watch the screen carefully. When they fight together, what happens? There's a fire. And who burns? Ecology burns. How do I go over it? How do I do it? Because in our country, we have biodiversity. Bio means? Very good. Diversity means variety. Diversity means variety. And we, India, we are very, very rich in biodiversity. We are extremely rich in biodiversity. We have wonderful grains, wonderful cereals, and we have this lovely series of vegetables. And within a single vegetable, takkali eduthuta evlo vidhamana takkali irukku. Now, who is responsible for decreasing our biodiversity? Who? We are responsible. Children, today, what is a single vegetable which is wasted maximum in a foreign country? One single vegetable which is wasted too much? No, tomato. Tomato. Because tomato is served in salad. Tomato is served in salads. And these salads, for cutting the tomato and keep them beautifully, you cut them into perfect slices. If you have to cut them into perfect slices, should the tomato skin be thick or thin? If you are thin, it will crush. It should be thick. It should be thick, right? They used to cut it and keep it. How much of thick skin tomato can you eat? So it goes a waste. Namakku takkali edukku? புழிக்கணும். அப்படியே ரசத்தில் போடுறது என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க? புழிஞ்சு விடுவாங்க. அப்போ எங்களுக்கு we need a thin variety or a thick variety? அப்போ அம்மா கிட்ட போய் சொல்லுங்க, நாளையிலேருந்து நாட்டு தக்காளி வாங்க சொல்லுங்க. That is how we are losing our biodiversity. Is that clear to you? Because we should try to associate ourselves with our life. Now, for example, children, why do we need air? Very good. We need air to breathe. We need air to breathe. Please understand that. We need air to breathe. Now, what did you have for lunch? Sorry? Rice. Who said rice? யார் சொன்னது? ஏன் கையை காமிக்கிற? நீ தான் சொல்லு. ரைஸ். உங்க பேரு?
Swaminathan.
Swaminathan had rice to eat. Please children try to understand, Swaminathan had rice to eat and he uses air to breathe. Right? Now rice, does it have more amount of carbohydrate or more protein or more fat? Very good. Carbohydrate is made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. So logically, what did Swaminathan had for lunch? He had carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Where do you normally find carbon, hydrogen, oxygen? What did he have for lunch? And he says he uses for breathing. This is the relationship which nature taught us. This is the relationship which nature and our roots taught us, which we are supposed to be taking it up. Right? We had with us this wonderful animal. This wonderful animal, we remember it only once a year today. On Matu Pongal. And during Matu Pongal, what do our roots say? We celebrate, we worship Lakshmi. We worship Lakshmi. Which part of the cow is Lakshmi seated? Back part of the cow. Why is Lakshmi seated at the back part of the cow is why our roots we have to discover. Because Lakshmi is seated over there to tell the farmer that the richness for the farmer is from that end of the cow. Because there is no better manure in the world than the cow dung manure. And there is no better pest repellent than chromium or the cow's urine. Right? Now, you children, when you work on biotechnology or your science projects, try to associate these materials into your scientific work and try to show to the world that we have enough materials with us. This was important because people used them. People used them in the farms, in their fields, for plowing the soil. It was part of the system and the dung was converted into variety. Variety is cow dung fuel. It was also, no phones please, no phones please. And it was also used, the dung was also used for preparing compost. And then we got the biogas plants. We got the biogas plants and then one fine day this fellow came in. And what did he say? Tata bye-bye, I don't need you. I don't need you. Children, one of you will get definitely a Nobel Prize. When you can develop a tractor which gives dung. Because the cattle was not just used to plow the soil, but the cattle gave us dung, cattle gave us urine. So we try to work on these components because of using them. Today cow are where? They are on the streets of OMR and the ECR. And we neglect them, but we recollect them only on Matu Pongal. We have more responsibilities towards the cattle because we have to use them. Because on the other end, we are using almost 19 million tons of chemical fertilizers and 1 lakh tons of chemical pesticides every year in India. In India. What you ate now, all the samosa with all the things, try to recollect. It's all full of pesticides. Now, I also shared it, so don't worry. Yeah, fine. The government keeps saying that our production is increasing. Yes, total production is increasing because today we cultivate only paddy, wheat and sugarcane. We are not bothered about our biodiversity. கொள்ளுன்னா நான் தெரியாது, எள்ளுன்னா நான் தெரியாது. கம்பு வாங்கிட்டு வாங்கடான்னா போய் குச்சி தூக்கிட்டு வரீங்க. கம்புக்கும் குச்சிக்கும் வித்தியாசம் தெரிய மாட்டேங்குது. This is the type of education we are giving today. But when I look at the charts, I find that after 2000, the production has started decreasing. Children, any one of your relatives who is in the farm, ask them, ஒரு காலத்தில் ஒரு ஏக்கருக்கு 30 மூட்டை அறுவடை பண்ணோம். இப்போ 20 மூட்டை அறுவடை பண்ணுறோம். So our production is going on decreasing. The next project is, what can you make to increase the production? Right? There are so many alternatives I'll show you. This is how my farmer works. Children, please try to look at the slides. Please try to look at the slides. My farmer takes pesticides with the help of a kotanguchi and then puts it in the gallon. He sprays it without any mask. He sprays it without any mask. He throws the mask there and he goes and sprays there. And then all the pesticide goes into the water. Children, one more responsibility and a project for you. Most of the waters in the villages, many children complain of stomachache, and that stomachache is not because of nakubuchi. It is because of nitrate content in the water. Buy ordinary water testing kit available from CPR Foundation, just about 500 rupees. Analyze the nitrate contents of water. Nitrate causes water pollution, that is problems in the case of children, and please try to work on it. So what has happened? You can read it for yourself. Read it for yourself. Right. So unlimited application has converted agriculture into what? Into agriculture. Now what can you do? What can you do? This is my place. My soils, my farmer. And the farmer tries to tell me something, and I go over there. And when I look at the farm, I found tomato plants. And they are being surrounded with marigold. I was so happy. Children, for your information, marigold is an excellent pest repellent. Excellent pest repellent. Veetu thotathil neenga vechingena poochi varadhu. Right? I was so happy to see this farmer. Chonne, romba sandoshama irukuppa அப்படினு. நீ வேற சாமி. பக்கத்துல ஒரு கோயில் இருக்கு. அவங்க வாங்கிட்டு போவாங்க பூஜைக்கு, நிறைய காசு கிடைக்கும். அதுக்காக வச்சிருக்கேன். சரிடா, நீ என்ன பண்ற? This is our culture of using plants. What do you do? And he says, I use endosulfan. Children, you can note down endosulfan, check in the Google how toxic this pesticide is. I told him, if you are using this is corrosive. Your hands will be damaged. And he showed me his hands. Look at his hands. I called up the doctor over there. I asked him what's happening. He took me around. These are the legs of the farmers over there. And these are the legs of the women over there. Do our roots permit us to see to it that our farmers suffer this way? And you people just come chat and then forget everything without any responsibility? You as students, what is my next responsibility after I complete school education? What is the type of project I should work on which will give sustenance to my country? That should be your aim. There is a lot of scope in our country with so much of biodiversity which I want you to do. An excellent classical example. You have been seeing it. And on one such occasion, in one of the remote villages bordering Andhra Pradesh, between Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, happened to see this boy standing close by watching something, went close by, and this is what was burning. I asked that boy, what will happen if this rubber and plastic burns? Very excellent, like at a village level, sir, ozone mandalathila tholovum sir abdino. There will be a hole in the ozone, right? I was really thrilled that in a village school, a child at that level says there will be a hole in the ozone. But I told him, boy, you are standing so close to it, there will be a hole in your lungs before there is a hole in the ozone. அதுக்கு அவன் ஒரு பதில் சொன்னான். For note of teachers. அது எங்க டீச்சர் சொல்லி கொடுக்கலையே அப்படின்னா. Right? Now, in our roots of teaching and learning process, a teacher is supposed to not just teach what is in the subject, but let us go one step further and try to relate to what these children face in their day-to-day lives. What happens to us? Earthworms. Culturally, earthworms are known because my entire work has been earthworms. What you read in your textbook is my work. I started it for the country. So what you have to do is, now when you talk about these earthworms, right? When you go into cultural history, Manonmani and Sundarnar sang beautiful in Tamil. Yammannayanum nalmannakkum nankud puluve. Yammannayanum nalmannakkum nankud puluve. Any type of soil can be converted into a good soil by earthworms. This is there in our culture. We did this in our country from 78. We were called stupid till the white man said, it is good. So we are doing it now. Right. Now what happens is, earthworms are there in our soils. Different types of worms. I will not go into the details. Someday I will come and talk to you in the class or in the school with Lakshmi. There are epizoic worms, anasic worms, endozoic worms. 3 types of worms in the world. These are the worms. Lovely, beautiful animals. Yeah, lovely, man. They are honest citizens. They are honest citizens than me. Now, this is what are the worms which are used for composting. You take the worms. I will not go into the details here. This is not the time. You can easily multiply through variety. Sorry? These are the worms. And these worms eat organic matter and convert that into beautiful manure, which we call it as vermicompost. Children start working on it. Learn yourself. Go to the fields, because these people, you already have your seniors who are coordinating through the CTS. They have another important role as CSR. Learn these things, go with them into the fields and try to disseminate knowledge and give it to the people on how to do this. You can convert any organic matter, put them as heaps, add cow dung, convert into manure, and that manure becomes into vermicompost, a sweet smelling with manvasanai. You know manvasanai? Do you know manvasanai? மண்ணுக்கு வாசனை உண்டா இல்லையா? மண்ணுக்கு வாசனை உண்டா இல்லையா? சுத்தமாக கிடையாது. சுத்தமாக கிடையாது. மண்ணை எடுத்து வெயிலில் வச்சு காய வச்சு 2 நாள் காய வச்சு மோந்து பாருங்க, மண்ணுக்கு சுத்தமாக வாசனை கிடையாது. மழை பெஞ்சா வருது இல்லை, தண்ணியில் வாசனை இருக்கா? டீச்சர் அடிச்சு சொல்லி கொடுத்தாங்களா கிளாஸில், வாட்டர் இஸ் கலர்லெஸ், டேஸ்ட்லெஸ், ஆர்டர்லெஸ்ன்ட்டு. ரைட்? தெர் இஸ் நோ ஸ்மெல் ஃபார் த சாயில், தெர் இஸ் நோ ஸ்மெல் ஃபார் வாட்டர். ஆனால் மண் வாசனை உண்டு. அந்த மண் வாசனை காரணம் மண்ணும் கிடையாது, தண்ணியும் கிடையாது, மண்ணில் வாழுகின்ற நுண்ணுயிர்கள், actinomycetes especially. And so you got to learn to protect the actinomycetes. And the other one thing is, we are advisors for the Kurukshetra. At Kurukshetra, I am advisor for the cattle shed over there. What we do is, we take both the cow's urine or washings from the cow shed, mix it up and give it. Design such things for people. I'll show you a picture now which we have done for a farmer here in South India. See here. That's the cattle shed. Washings of the cattle shed go into these pits. Washings of the cattle shed. சாணியனுக்கு தனியாக கிடையாது, கோமியன் தனியாக கிடையாது. என்ன கழுவி விடுறாங்களோ எல்லாமே போயிடுது. அங்கேருந்து பம்ப் பண்ணும்போது, this is from the borewell, the bigger one. This is from the cattle shed waste. When the water comes out, that's from the borewell, and this is from the cattle shed waste. Roughly it mixes up to 10% dilution, goes to the field, microbes multiply, crops grow. Design such experiments. Right? Design. Otherwise, what is happening today is, we are exposing to all these things. There are animal carcinogens, which are there already causing cancer to animals. These are human carcinogens causing cancer to human beings and children. That's a train which goes from Bathinda in Punjab to Bikaner, which was also referred to you in the television shows, train number 339. This train is called as the Cancer Express, because patients are being taken every day because of inhaling these things. Who is the greatest scientist in the farm? Goat. Goat is the greatest scientist in the farm. This is again a clue to you children to start your research work. Goat can eat all sorts of plants. This is what my culture has taught me. What Indian culture teaches is, goat can eat all sorts of plants. The plants which a goat does not eat has pest repellent properties in them. So they are the greatest scientists. Now, for example, this particular plant at the base is called as Ada Toda in science. In science, the generic name of this plant is Ada Toda. Ada Toda comes from the name Adu Todadadu. Right? When they came down over here, that is our tradition and roots, which we are ignoring. Take this sort of plants, prepare your decoctions, and prepare your own pest repellents by putting them in ordinary mud pots. All these things which we are teaching to farmers. This is my department. I head the Department of Biotechnology. Now, what we are trying to do in our department is, using earthworms, we prepare from their own burrows certain solutions called as vermi-wash. Everything is available on the website. I'll give you my website finally. We prepare them in very simple means so that farmers can prepare them. Then panchakavya, using cow dung, cow's urine, cow's milk, cow's ghee and cow's curd, along with sugarcane juice, tender coconut water, banana. Anybody who wants to work on these things, just send an email. I'll send you the procedures. Don't worry about it. We have done complete work based on vermi-wash and panchakavya. Children, the roots grow very beautifully in vermi-wash and panchakavya. We are not talking out of passion. We are talking based on anatomy of the plants. We work on the anatomy of plants to study what happens to the xylem vessels. What happens to the chromosomes in plants. What happens to the chromosomes. And we work at the molecular level to find out what happens over there. The molecular level indicates all these components are already present over there. So we don't require it. Similarly, we have developed other materials like farmers' effective microorganisms using pusnika, papali and vadapuram. So you can work on all this. We have artotum from goat waste. We have egg lime formulation using egg and lime. We have Gunapasalam from fish waste. And we teach farmers. We teach farmers. We have prepared this NCBT, which is pest repellent from ginger, garlic, asafoetida, and comium, that's cow's urine, which can control white grub. It works beautifully. He was a student when he did it. Now he is an assistant professor in my department. He sprays foliars, and even here you can use modern machinery. You can use modern machinery. People feel organic farming or natural farming means you are going back in years. Not so. Not so at all. You can beautifully use this machinery. You find how the changes are taking place, what happens to the yield, what happens to the economy. Everything has been published. This is what happens in the soil. When you take salt, when you take, இப்போ சாப்பிடும்போது உப்பு அதிகமாக இருந்துச்சுன்னா, what is the first thing you like to have? Water. Similarly, தாய் மண்ணே வணக்கம்ங்கிறோம். அந்த மண்ணில் கொண்டு போய் உப்பை கொட்டினா அந்த மண்ணுக்கு என்ன ஆகும்? தண்ணி தாகம் எடுக்கும். So we use a lot of water. If we can manage these things properly, we can also save on water. So save on water, you find beautiful soils coming up. And this is one of my students who developed the material. We call the material Kat Vijay. In my department, any product that gets developed is named after the student and the teacher. This is Katim, Vincent, and Jay Prakash. So it becomes Kat Vijay, the product. So that product which is using, farmer has been using successfully. And they have been doing it. They are very happy. So you children have a future. Don't think that we can't do anything. But the success of this farmer is because of his wife. She's a MA in Tamil. She has resigned her teacher's job and she's helping her her husband beautifully. And wonderful. Please learn these things. Please learn these things. Go with them. Work as a CSR. If you multiply them, then aphids will multiply on plants. So if aphids will come to attack, ladybird beetles will automatically come. What do the ladybird beetles do? They will easily go there, catch hold of the aphids and eat them away. That's biological control. Biological control will come. We used to use this beautiful elanir. Gradually, this knocked it out. Right? Please see to it that you go back to cultivating biodiversity through seed saving. We had farmers' seeds. Today, seed politics is coming. We are moving from biodiversity to genetic slavery. Please be careful, children. We will not exist more. You have to take care because genetically modified seeds are being brought in, which is not essential for my country. What will happen? If you buy it once, then the farmer will have to buy it throughout their lives. These are the 5 companies which are trying to rule the world with the help of seeds. We have our own local seeds, but this is the unholy marriage between science and market. Let us try to understand this. Namakku unave marundu. Namakku unave marundu. Avangalukku unavil marundu. We have our unavu which has all the marundu, right? They have only boiled vegetables or they have all the pastas and pizzas and all those things, right? But we don't require it. Namakku unave marundu, avangalukku unavil marundu. What will happen? Biodiversity in our country will make all the noises, judo, karate, everything. Biotechnology will shoot it down. Now, how do we protect this? How do we protect this? How do we protect this? It's in your hands, children. There is a facility. Design new methods of seed protection. Go around the world. Fresh water is on the earth. And fresh water, we have very limited fresh water. This fresh water needs to be protected. Otherwise, our colorful, beautiful pots will come off onto the roads very short. Right? Wells are going empty. And all bore wells are draining away all the water from the base. Can I save some water? Yes, you can. How can you? Please design this simple in your small boxes and you can try. Just use this plant, Canna indica, Kalvare. Your teachers will be listening. They'll be able to help you. Canna indica. Just make this tank and you pass water through this. You have pebbles or karungal. Make the water pass through this with the help of these plants. And you get beautiful clean water coming out from the other end, which could be used for flushing the toilets, which could be used for gardening purposes, which could be used for washing your pavements, where you don't come into touch with the water. So please try to work out these set of projects. Work on biofuel, but you have or nobody has any right to take somebody's food to prepare biofuel. No biofuel from sugar, no biofuel from corn. அப்போ எப்படிங்க பண்ணுறது biofuel? Easy. You can do it from Jatropha or you can do it from Pongamia. Do you know what oil was used by diesel to run the first engine? Verkalla namma. Groundnut oil. Groundnut oil. Diesel used it. He did not use diesel at that time. Diesel was much, that is the oil diesel was named much later. Any oil can run an engine. You have to work on the efficiency. Please think. Think about alternatives. Think about alternatives. Biogas. Yes. Think about biogas. ஏன்னா ஏதாவது ஒன்று பண்ணி ஆகணும். இல்லைன்னா மோட்டர் சைக்கிள் எப்படி ஓட்டுன்னு போவீங்க நீங்கள்லாம்? டூ வீலர் எப்படி ஓட்டுவீங்க? இப்படி தான் ஓட்டுன்னு போவீங்க ரோட்டில். இல்லை மாட்டை எடுத்துக்கிட்டு இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு சக்கரத்தை பிடி தான் போகணும் நீங்கள் உட்காந்துட்டு. வேறு வழியே கிடையாது உங்களுக்கு. ரைட்? ஸோ திங்க் அபவுட் இட். when you go back home அங்கே தோரணம் கட்டணும். தோரணம் ஒரு காலத்தில் மா இலையை யூஸ் பண்ணோம், வேப்ப இலையை யூஸ் பண்ணோம். எதுக்கு யூஸ் பண்ணோம்? they had properties which can chase away the microorganisms. they can chase away the microorganisms. இன்றைக்கும் தோரணம் கட்டுறோம், பிளாஸ்டிக்கில் கட்டுறோம், எல்லா வியாதியும் உள்ளார வருது. வீட்டு வாசலில் மஞ்சள் போட்டு விட்டோம். மஞ்சள் எதுக்கு போட்டோம்? so that any insect comes, it cannot come from the middle of the thing. It has to crawl from the side. And you know that turmeric is an antibiotic. The moment it used to come into touch with it, they used to go back. மஞ்சள் பெயிண்ட் அடிக்கிறீங்க, எல்லாமே உள்ளார வருது. ரைட்? கோலம் போட்டோம். எதில் போட்டோம்? அரிசி மாவில் போட்டோம். எறும்பு சாப்பிட்டுட்டு பறவை சாப்பிட்டுட்டு தேங்க்யூன்னு சொல்லிச்சு. இன்றைக்கி நீங்கள் சுண்ணாம்பில் போடுறீங்க, உள்ளார ஹலோன்னு சொல்லுது. ரைட்? ஸோ ஹவு கேன் வி டூ இட்? பட் பிஃபோர் ஐ கன்க்ளூட், one basic important information on food habits. For the organizers, I know that my watch shows that I have completed my 18 minutes. Can I have 2 minutes more, please? Right. Now, basic information on food habits. This is very, very important for you. Very important. இன்னிலேருந்து எல்லாரும் வீட்டுக்கு போய் உங்களுடைய தேசிய கொடியை கொண்டு போய் அம்மா கையில் கொடுத்து அங்கே டேபிள் மேலே வச்சுருவீங்க. எதுக்காக? What is the topmost color? Orange or saffron? Saffron. Orange or saffron? Fine. See to it that you will eat some food of that color every day in your meal. Papali, carrot, mampadam, which has carotene. We don't require a foreigner's golden rice for us. நடுவில் இருக்க கலர் என்ன? இன்னைக்கு அவங்களும் சொன்னாங்க ஆஸ்டியோபோரோசிஸ் எல்லாம் வருதுன்னு. வரக்கூடாதுன்னா milk or little bit of carbohydrate should be consumed every day. Bottom color. See to it that you take green vegetables every day because it has nutrition, it has minerals, it has fiber, it has all those things in it, right? The problem is when I go to Delhi, I go to a vegetarian restaurant and I tell them, "Ke bhai kya sabzi hai?" And that stupid fellow tells me paneer hai. Paneer hai. Paneer is no more, it's a vegetarian, but it's not a vegetable. What is the middle color? Take enough amount of water, and how many lines do you find in the middle? In 24 hours, take these 4 colors. We don't require any idiotic food from outer country for us, right? Remember our flag, eat what you want, and enjoy your food, enjoy your health. That's very important, because our food has inippu, orpu, pulippu, kasapu, karam, tuvarpu, which this foreign food cannot give us. And children, when people say, I'm throwing the garbage out, where do you throw out? Earth irukadhu earth தான். earth விட்டு எங்கே வெளியே போகுது? We are only dislocating or placing it in a different place. So please see to it that you don't throw away the garbage. Many people think it's my USA, it is my India, but it is our world. So we have to protect our world. And today, the world is in the frying pan. The world is in the frying pan. Let us all put our hands together to save our world from this frying pan and see to it that we have a wonderful earth revolving again. And that is it. That is it. That is it. That is it. Yeah. Thank you, children. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I just have 2 slides for you to talk about this. I will not talk about this. I'm just trying to tell you that this book has 100 science experiments for you, which any child in the world can do without a laboratory, developed by us with the help of the government of India, where you will find your teacher standing where? There. Thank you. Children, you can note down that website. All the 100 experiments are available on that website. All the 100 experiments are available on simpletaskgreatconcepts.wordpress.com. You can download, you can play with them, you can work with them. Thank you, children. Good luck to you all and goodbye.